Hey guys, and welcome. How you doing out there, guys? Good to see you all. We'll be starting here in about a minute, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like button for us. All right. Got the DJ back here. Got my coffee ready to go. This is our video podcast, kind of revamping things. A little background very quickly for you guys out there. We used to do a show called NCCMGN, which was NintendoChitChat Minute Gaming News. It was like a video YouTube series. We had like 5 or 6 episodes. You can kind of dig back in the archives from a couple years ago and see that stuff. But we're revamping it for a live show for you guys, and hopefully bring it here once a week for you guys, talking about Nintendo news, maybe having some interviews eventually, having co-hosts and things like that. So we'll be covering the news tonight from the past week or so, discussing some articles too, doing a few polls, and having some fun without Skype crashing on me here. We actually have a guest tonight too, which is pretty cool. So let me get her back up on the Skype here. So this will be a little bit buggy until we work things out, but we got chat here. We have our screen here as well. So if you guys want to follow the content as well, go to NintendoChitChat.com. All right, so let me call her back up, guys, in a minute here, and then we'll get things cooking. Stay tuned. Skype is crazy. I just updated the latest version too. It's always Skype, right? So we'll be checking comments here from time to time, and make sure you guys keep on topic for the content we do. I'll be reading comments here occasionally throughout the evening's broadcast. All right. So 1 second here. All right. So we're going to connect with Samantha Lienhard. She is our writer, our editor. She does all the articles and interviews on the website for the most part. Also on Facebook too. So we're going to connect with her in a second. All right. I'm really a DJ back here tonight. Boom. Hey, all right. Samantha, can you hear me okay?
Yes, hi everyone.
All right, guys. Can you hear her okay as well? Let us know in the chat room as they respond to that. Samantha, you said it was a pretty slow news week, right?
Yeah, only a few announcements this week.
I kind of figured that.
Announced, nothing too much.
Right. Yeah, the beginning of the year is usually pretty slow. So, but of course, rumors have it of a Nintendo Direct coming soon, correct?
Oh yes, there's lots of rumors about a Nintendo Direct. A lot of people are saying January 11th, so
which would be
we should hear something soon.
Next week, right? I believe the 11th.
Yeah, that would be next Thursday.
Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah, cool. Awesome.
So if it's true, we should hear something soon.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's pull up the weekly article for the news. If you guys don't know in the chat, she does a weekly news type article and leaves the article kind of in an organic kind of way. So she adds things to it as things are announced and learned, basically. So let's check out what we have going on. Let me see here, pulling up these screens. Okay, so Circle Entertainment has announced the Mercenary Saga trilogy is releasing to the Switch again. Is that correct?
Yes, the second and third games were released on the 3DS, but never the first one, and the first one has never been released outside of Japan before either. So this will be the first for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was reading through that news article, and I saw Mercenary Saga. I heard of it, but I never played it before, so that kind of explains not having the first game here in the West. I kind of ignored the second as well, so that's pretty cool. So this is a tactical RPG, and these will all be, I guess, released in the eShop. Is that correct?
I think it's going to be a single collection.
Okay, cool.
They said Mercenary Saga Chronicles, so I think it's going to be a single collection.
Oh,
for the
awesome.
Switch.
So all for one price, then. That's good. Awesome. And any details? I guess you said January 18th. This is in Japan, correct?
Yeah, they haven't said anything beyond that yet.
Okay, so Western date, I would probably gather before, I don't know, maybe summertime, I would hope. You never know, right? With this stuff. Cool. All right, so moving down from the Mercenary Sagas, we also have the action game Fury coming to the Switch. And who is this by? Do you know?
Fury is an indie game. Let me see if I can find the developer's name here. The
Yeah.
Game Bakers.
Okay, cool. And this is like an action combat game, pretty fast paced, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
And
hack and slash. I think this is the one that's focused entirely on boss fights.
oh, sweet. That sounds pretty cool. And that comes out on January 11th. That also has one more fight DLC with it, including speedrun Furrier mode, which sounds pretty cool too. And that goes for 19.99 in the eShops. That's awesome. Yeah, I was looking at the eShop here. I'm like, wow, where have I been? There's like stuff being added to it every week, and these games are solid games too. It's not like it's bloatware or shareware or freeware stuff either.
Yeah, there's lots of good stuff out there now.
Yeah, it's tough to keep up. It's not like the Wii U days where we had months and months to wait for something good to come out. Cool. Well, moving on from that, we have Feudal Alloy. I never heard of this before. Can you give us
Yeah,
a
it
little
was
bit more
just
about
announced.
it?
It was just announced. It's a Metroidvania style 2D action role playing game, and it follows a fishbowl powered robot.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
not entirely sure why the robot is powered by a fishbowl or why there's a robot in a medieval world, but that's what it's about.
And that's pretty cool. Yeah, if you guys go to our website here, there's actually a YouTube video of it. You can look it up on YouTube as well. The thumbnail is this robot with a fishbowl as its head, which is pretty interesting. So I wonder if the fish inside, like, are the brains of this guy or something, or what?
Maybe.
That's pretty cool. All right, cool. Then you also have in the rundown for the news, Birthday the Beginnings, or Birthdays the Beginning is coming out as well.
Yes, that's only been announced for Japan for the Switch so far. They haven't said if that will come here or not.
Okay,
But
so
since the
that's
other
for...
versions did,
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
make
that's what I
sense.
thought. So that comes out March 29th for Japan. Also mentions new improvements. That sounds pretty good. And then I think the biggie so far, we're finally getting Dragon Quest Builders
Yes,
out in North America, correct?
yes. And they've said that the Switch version is going to have some exclusive features where you can build graphics from the original Dragon Quest game.
That sounds really awesome. Yeah, so I've never really played or looked at Dragon Quest Builders. It's kind of Minecraft-esque, I guess.
It's sort of a more story-driven, more quest-driven Minecraft.
Okay, very cool.
And
Now,
it's
when I
actually set it's
go ahead.
actually set after the bad ending of the first Dragon Quest game.
Oh, okay, well, that's good to know. Awesome. Are they making a second Dragon Quest Builders as well?
Yes,
But that's no date for the Switch at all yet, right? Or just
I
Japan?
don't think so. I don't think they've given a date yet.
Okay. So when I saw Dragon Quest, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll get Dragon Quest Heroes. But we haven't got that here yet. 1 and 2, by the way. I was wondering why, but I actually saw a little note in the news of a tweet, I think, from Go Nintendo. And they said that GameStop finally put its SKUs back up for Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 again in the store online. So we'll see. Because I
Yeah.
actually had them pre-ordered back last year when the Switch launched. But we never got them localized here, so...
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's a rundown of the news. In the chat room, guys, let us know what your favorite part of the news was, what you're most looking forward to, and what your most excited announcement for the news is this week. And let's transition then over to last year's highlights. So if you guys know, 2017 was a huge year for the Switch, and this is Samantha's article on 2017 highlights. I was reading through this, I'm like, wow, where we've been and where we are now, it's pretty amazing for about a year or so out. Not even a year yet for the Switch. It'll be 2 months or
Yeah,
so
it
until
it's been
then.
a really good start for the Switch.
Do you think they can match 2018? I mentioned to you this on the forums, I think, in comments. 2018 to this past year?
Maybe if they have a lot of good games, announce a lot of solid titles for 2018, they could keep up this momentum.
Right, that's what I'm hoping for. I guess if you consider Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey are some of the bigger franchises for Nintendo, but they still have quite a few up their sleeve yet too.
Yeah.
So I was reading from a few tweets. I know we're going to learn of Metroid Prime 4 this year. Any chance of that coming out for this year? Any
I've
hint
heard
towards it?
rumors. There are rumors that it might come out this year.
Okay. Because if it does, if that comes out with like an Animal Crossing or that and Pokemon, I think
Hmm.
the Switch can do just as well as last year, if not better.
That would be pretty good.
I think so, yeah. I think we're definitely getting Animal Crossing, that's for sure. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure about that, but who knows? Nobody knows really. We're all just thinking about this and taking business information and kind of exaggerating all of this stuff. But yeah, so the Switch last year, the event was October, and then I guess we had another something in January was like the direct explaining more about the games and the system
Right.
itself, and then it launched in March of last year. So that was a pretty big highlight. And then, of course, I almost forgot about this actually. I'm not even sure how, but the SNES Classic Edition. That was also released last year, and that was a pretty
Yes.
big hit as well.
Hmm.
Have you heard any more rumors about them doing another Classic Edition system?
I haven't, not for a while. Right around when it was announced, there was all sorts of rumors they were going to do it for this console and that console, but I haven't heard anything new about that.
Right. I think the latest discussions were still possibly Nintendo 64, which of
Hmm.
course will be the next step from the SNES, or there was, I think, a patent or something for some kind of a Game Boy package or something too.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, if they do a Game Boy, I hope it would be, Game Boy Color or something. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see what they do this year with that. But I think we'll definitely get another edition of some sort this year, and they're going to continue to produce the SNES Classic, I think, throughout the rest of the year. Um,
Right.
so if you guys haven't got them in the chat room, keep checking your stores. They're continuing to supply, apparently, even though I never saw one yet in real life. I have one, but I bought it on eBay, so go figure. Well, all right, for 2017, we also have, of course, you can't go without saying this, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which pretty much was the main launch game, which launched and propelled the Switch into success. Now, Samantha, did you originally get Breath of the Wild on Wii U, or do you have it on the Switch?
I still haven't played Breath of the
Oh, you
Wild on
haven't played it?
anything,
Oh, okay, well,
actually.
hey, we share something in common because I haven't played Super Mario Odyssey yet, so. And you have, so.
Yes.
I played Breath of the Wild. That's kind of cool. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I had a few friends from the Wii U forums back in the day, and a couple of them got it on the Wii U, but I think the majority of them got it on the Switch when it launched too, so that's pretty cool. All right, and then of course 2017 we continue on with 3DS support, and I have to gather that 2018 would be kind of the final year for good titles for the 3DS. What do you have to say about that, Samantha, for
Yeah, I
3DS in
think so. You can
2018?
already see the news slowing down. Like for a while there, they announced so many games almost as if to prove that 2017 was still going to be a year for the 3DS. But it seems like it's really slowing down now.
Right. Yeah, I agree. We have Kirby coming out, North America here in about a week and a half. I think the 19th it is.
Hmm.
Some other stuff I almost forgot about, but there'll be a few more announcements, I'm sure, of smaller entries or games or whatever.
Yeah,
But
probably.
yeah, I think the 2017 is probably pretty much the heyday for the 3DS. You had Ever Oasis, which is beautiful and a fun game. Monster Hunter Stories, of course, Metroid Samus Returns as well. And of course, Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia actually launched back in February, I think, of last year too. So
Right.
yeah, lots of great 3DS games and a great library. So continue to fun with that years down the line. Of course, we have to end our 2017 article here with Super Mario Odyssey. So did you get all of the moons, Samantha?
I did not get all of the moons, but I got quite a few moons.
That's cool. And he's kind of wrapped up, I guess, your gameplay of that, correct, with the story mode and everything?
Right. Well, after I finished the story mode, then I went back through and revisited each world to get a bunch of moons and then move on.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, it's on my backlog. I've been trying to do a lot of Let's Plays here on the channel, so it's tough to manage all this stuff. But now we're doing a podcast, so whatever. Yeah, so 2017 is pretty much an amazing comeback for Nintendo looking back upon the previous years. The Wii
Mhm.
U was a fun system, but didn't catch the imagination of the masses like the Switch
Yeah.
has. So, any last thoughts for 2017's article, Samantha?
Oh, no, not really.
Cool.
I'm just going to say again that I was just so happy with Super Mario Odyssey that it was returning to that style of Super Mario 64 and Sunshine.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Because I waited through the entire Wii U's life for a game like those,
Yes.
and it never came.
Yep. Yeah, 3D World is more linear and everything like that, and
Yeah.
smaller scale levels. So Mario Odyssey definitely thinking outside the box, going back to its kind of roots, I think, with 64. That's really awesome. So let's take a break. You can mute yourself there, Samantha. We'll get back to you in a minute.
All right.
And we're going to go to the chat rooms here, guys, and talk to you a little bit. We'll get back into our next article here in a moment. Yeah, we're going to have some bugs here, guys, so bear with us as we get through the first broadcast of this. Hopefully things are fine on your end. My capture card is freezing a little bit, so stay tuned with that. We'll fix that. But let's do a poll for you guys while we're waiting it out. So speaking of 2017, let me go to, let's do this here really quick. Okay, so we'll do a poll for you guys in the chat room. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to put it for, let me see. Okay, we got it. So your top Nintendo highlight of 2017 chat room, let us know. It's not a hardware decision now, it's all on software. We only have 4 choices though, so if your choice isn't there, don't vote. But we have the big games here that I think matter for most of us. So the poll comes into chat, you guys get to vote, and let's see what you guys think is your highlight for 2017. And we have the poll showing up on screen as well for you guys. Hopefully you can see that. So go and vote, enjoy voting. All right, Breath of the Wild's taken it up. We're going to expand our voting here so we can see all of the options in live time. So we have Xenoblade, Super Mario, Splatoon 2, and Xenoblade 2. And there we go. Wow. This will last a minute. Oh, Odyssey's taken the cake here. Kind of surprising, actually. Wow. It's blowing it away. Awesome, guys. Cool. Good choices. I mean, you can't really go wrong. Kind of kicking back between Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild. Where's Xenoblade? Come on, Xenoblade. But with those choices, it's pretty amazing. And considering the fact that Nintendo managed to get all of these AAA games out in 1 year, it is impressive. So hopefully 2018 does just as well. All right, guys, we can get Samantha back on the line here in a moment, so stay tuned. We'll be right back in about a minute or so stay tuned. All right. Can you hear me okay, Samantha?
Yep. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we're back, guys. Sorry about Skype crashing here. It's funny because I just did the latest update for Skype, and it's been crashing more than it did last time. And that's usually the case with Skype, actually, is it does that. So we are back here. Let me get a few things on the stream here set up. And then we'll go to the next little feature that we have set up for you guys today. All right. So we're going to move on to a little fun article you wrote for Nicholas and Nintendo. And you guys are big fans in the chat room, I'm sure, of Nicholas. A year of Nicholas and Nintendo. So we have quite a few games that were released by Nicholas, and a bunch more. Samantha, do you have any of the Nicholas games yet?
No, I don't think I actually have any of these.
It's okay. There's too many games to buy, so... Let me get the graphics up for this. So yeah, we had The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, which came on the March 17th. Did you ever play Cave Story at all, Samantha?
I've looked at it. I think I might own a copy, but I haven't played it yet.
Okay, it's a great game. Actually, my first experience with Cave Story was on the Switch, so it's a great version of the game. And of course, later on, they actually added in co-op as well into the game too. So you can play co-op with another person. So it's really good. Little fun, little action platformer game. Good story. I've actually did a Let's Play on the channel of that too. So, all right. And then we had Tiny Barbarian DX came out October 10th. We had Night Terrors October 24th. I think that was an eShop game, I believe, because most of Nicholas's releases are physical as well. And they also include a lot of little goodies. If you guys don't know, Nicholas always packages in a little full-color booklet, trinket of some sort, keychain or whatever, and they always have little mementos or souvenirs packaged in with the actual physical game too, so that's really cool. And then, of course, we had It'll Do 2 Plus on the Switch. That was November 14th. And then, let me see, scrolling down, The End Is Nigh was also out. That came out on the 12th. And now let's get to Wonder Boy, Samantha. I never played that, have you?
No, and I haven't. I always get it confused. I mentioned there in the article that I kept getting it confused with the spiritual successor. We've got Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap, but then there was also a spiritual successor to the Wonder Boy games that are coming to the Switch.
Right. So actually, I'm glad you actually put that in the article because I wasn't quite sure about it either. So... And this will actually be new to me as well, so that's cool.
Yeah, this one is the remake of Wonder Boy 3.
Okay, cool. Now, I think this is also out on other platforms, is that right?
Yes, I think so. And in fact, it's already on the eShop.
Oh, is it really? Wow, okay. That's
yeah,
right.
they're just handling the physical release in 2018.
Okay, so they're pumping out physical. That's cool. So 2018, a physical release for that. That's great. And then, of course, we had a couple weeks ago, it was announced Runner 3 was being published by Nicholas as well for a physical edition.
Right.
Then we also have 1001 Spikes coming out in 2018. Looking forward to that. And then Blade Strangers. I'm not quite sure what Blade Strangers is. It looks like a fighting game.
Yeah, it's a fighting game that seems to involve a lot of characters from other games by both the developer and the publisher.
That sounds pretty cool. So it's like a mishmash of different kind of entities into Blade Strangers. Okay, that sounds fun. Sounds interesting. And then Save Me, Mr. Taco. What is this all about?
Yeah, this is the one that probably interests me the most. It's actually a game styled like an old Game Boy game. And it's a retro game about a world where humans and octopi live together, and this octopus goes on a quest.
That sounds pretty cool. And this will also be out then in 2018. Is this going to be eShop only, probably?
I think so. I don't think they've said anything about a physical release yet.
Right. Okay, cool. And then one of the ones that are in the article here, which I'm glad you actually included, is Redout, because Redout was originally included in that graphic of support for the Switch back during launch and pre-launch. And it was delayed, and hopefully it comes out in 2018. Any other news on that you know of?
Not that I've heard.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm actually looking forward to that. Redout's actually like a futuristic racing game for you guys in the chat if you're not quite sure about that. So, awesome. And then we, of course, have 90s Super GP. And this is a big arcade racer. And I think this is also recently announced. Any information on where that came from?
Well, this one was originally announced for the Wii U as 90s Arcade Racer.
I do remember that.
And then it disappeared. And
because
then it was
it looks like Daytona Racing, kind of, or whatever, from back in the day. That's awesome.
And so it's been re-announced with a new title for the Switch.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that then, definitely. Maybe online or co-op or whatever, that'd be kind of cool. Or local multiplayer, I should say. Awesome. So that is the year for Nicholas, guys, in 2017 and going to 2018 with Nintendo Switch. Awesome. All right, so looking at the Google Docs, Samantha, let's go into discussion on I'll actually bring this up on my iPad or my tablet here. When you saw this next topic, I'll give the title here for these guys. We actually had a forum member, Atticus, post this in our forums, and I saw it come across in a few tweets too. This is regarding, let me actually get this set up for you guys. This is regarding the gaming disorder from the World Health Organization. What have you learned or read about, Samantha, about this? Do you know anything about it?
Just what was there reported there in the article.
Same here.
It seems strange. I don't really quite understand why they're calling it like the gaming disorder instead of, like, I mean, any interest you could take obsessively and have it start causing problems with your life. So it seems like their article doesn't really say anything specific about why this is different.
I agree. That's the exact same thoughts I had. I'm like, okay, so why are they just like cornering gaming?
Right.
I know gaming's huge, but why don't they do it for movie buffs or something like that, or people who collect vinyl or something? It's really weird. Let me actually try to pull this up for the guys really quick. My Chromecast is being finicky, so give me 1 second, guys. As we have a weird audio pause. It's okay. I want to show the guys the article too so they can kind of read it too, because it had some weird terminology in it, which is not like official yet. I was reading about this thing too, so. All right.
Like hazardous gaming.
Yeah. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me try to get this fixed for you guys really quick. Let's see. All right, we're good there. Cool. All right, give me 1 more second. I'm like a DJ. All right, Chromecast is being finicky here. Let me try one more time with this, and then we'll go on to the next thing. I had it all set up fine. Technology. What crashed more, Chromecast or Skype? I don't even know. Yeah, thanks, guys. No problem. I figured we have some bugs in the broadcast, but not a problem. We'll figure it out. I'm having a good time with you guys and Samantha here, so let's see if we can get this thing going. Ooh, it stopped. It's lost its connection. What are you doing? I'll try one more time. One more time. I'm not going to edit this out either, guys. So as we do this, we're trying to do this like once a week, but Samantha and myself, our schedules kind of conflict once in a while, so the timing may change from days and times that we actually do this podcast or broadcast for you guys. So if you miss it, be sure to check out, of course, the replay of it on YouTube, and we'll post it on social media, whatever, as well. But all right, so let me bring up this. I think it's working now, so just reconnected to the Wi-Fi, so we should be good. I actually want to read part of this article because it's kind of weird. And then I'll get some chat room thoughts on this too. So again, gaming disorder, the World Health is saying they want this to be an actual disease, which is like, what? And Atticus is funny. He's like, okay, I'll get a doctor's note then. So you can call off of school because I have gaming disorder. I won't be in school for the next 3 years, guys. I got gaming disorder. All right, so let's read this here. I'm going to zoom in here. So this is the problem that I have too, and I'll keep my political beliefs to myself, but the World Health Organization, the Public Health Division of the United Nations, that's part of the problem, I believe. But anyway, I digress. I won't go any further than that, guys, in chat. I'm keeping my red jacket, not turning blue. Okay, anyway. So let me read this to the guys here. So the description for the gaming disorder goes on to say that gaming disorders can include the following. Number one is impaired control over gaming. So the onset, frequency, intensity, duration, termination and context. And then number two is increasing priority given to gaming extent, that gaming takes over the precedence over the person's life, which I can see that happening, but you could say that about almost anything else that somebody likes to do. You could say exercising is an addiction too, or a disease. It's kind of weird. I don't know. So the WHO has a listing for hazardous gaming already, which refers to patterns of gaming, either online or offline. So I thought this whole article was kind of weird. It's not confirmed yet. Like I said, this is just kind of in the preliminary stages, I guess it is. So you guys in chat, go to our website, read the article. It's really weird. I'll read some comments here from chat. We have Golden Hawk saying, "Hello, yes. I can't come to work. Why? Well, I have moderate to severe gaming disorder." Now, what if you're a gaming developer? How would you develop a game? You have a disease. You have to get healthy. No more games made, guys. Apparently. And Dank says, fake news alert. Christina says, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard." She is, one of her friends reads 2 or 3 books a day, so literacy is also a problem running rampant through the schools.
Book disorder.
Yes, what about school? A school disorder? Homework disorder? I mean, come on. I think it comes to a point where people have to take responsibility for themselves, and not everything has to be a disorder or a disease in this day and age. But apparently, to some people in government and in these organizations, it does. But anyway, guys, thanks for the comment.
Could have a problem with that sort of thing.
Right.
It just doesn't, it wouldn't be specifically tied to the games.
Right. It doesn't have to be grouped into gaming itself. It could be just an obsessive-compulsive disorder or whatever these other disorders are, attention deficit, just playing games, their attention goes elsewhere. All of these things, it doesn't have to be tied to gaming. It shouldn't be tied to gaming, I think, either. But okay, that was interesting. I thought I'd bring it up in today's discussion with you guys, and thanks in the chat room. It's really weird. All right, so any random topics or things of note that you want to talk about, Samantha?
Oh, well, of course, coming up in next month here, we've got Bayonetta 1 and 2 to look forward to.
Yes, and you guys in the chat room, are you looking forward to Bayo 1 and Bayo 2? There's no word on confirmation of whether or not Bayo 3 is a 2018 release, right?
There are rumors, but that's it.
Okay. I could see them coming out next year with that, giving 1 and 2 a chance to sell for a year on the Switch, letting some of the newer Switch owners, getting a feel who haven't played Bayonetta before, the chance to play and experience it and get kind of hyped up for maybe next year's release, but who knows? I think maybe 2018 might be too early for that, but I don't know. You guys in the comments, what do you think about Bayonetta 3? But cool. All right, so besides Bayonetta, we also had, I guess, the Direct we talked about earlier coming out in January, probably rumored. There's usually new announcements in January Direct. They have to save some, of course, for E3 as well. Do you think we'll hear anything regarding Metroid in January, or will that be like E3?
It seems like it would be more of an E3 sort of thing.
Right. It's a big franchise. I think they'll have the most eyes on them at that time for that kind of game. So, yeah, I probably agree with that. Cool. All right, Samantha. Oh. Skype. Skype, you gonna get punched. Skype. All right, guys, we're going to close things out here with Samantha in a moment as we reconnect with her one more time. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned in a minute here, though. I want to thanks Samantha for coming out today. So let me get her back up on the line really quick. And we'll do this like once a week, about a half an hour or so, 45 minutes at most. And we'll probably do Discord voice chat channel next week, because Discord won't crash. Skype will. Let me call her back up. Be right back, guys. I'm going to call her back up in a minute here. Stay tuned. Welcome back. or a writer
Trying
or
Discord
editor.
next time definitely seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I think I was telling the guys in chat. I think Discord probably be the best bet. I think Skype just it's Microsoft. So sorry, but yeah, I think Discord would be pretty more streamlined for my broadcast software too. So, all right, guys. So thanks for joining us, Samantha. Any plugs you want to do for your own content, your writing, your website?
Oh, well, I'm a writer, so I've got some stories out there. So if you're interested in that, my website is just my name, www.samanthalinehardt.com. And I also blog about video games, so take a look.
Awesome. And she's our full-time writer on the website. And there's a bunch of interviews, too. So stay tuned, guys. Lots of fun stuff ahead in 2018. Samantha, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you probably next week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
All right, guys. It's going to close things out for us here, our first episode. You guys are saying Kirby! Yeah, we have Yoshi and Kirby this year, too. Don't forget, in 2018. Fun year ahead. So, guys, we'll do this once a week here. The times, dates may change, so stay tuned for that. We'll work the little bugs out, too. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I spent the whole day putting this thing together. So thanks, guys, for watching. Hit that like button and pay Samantha a visit. Take care.